So you probably found this video because you're looking in Orange County, and maybe a little bit more specifically, you're comparing a lot of the different cities within South Orange County. Well, in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and compare two of the most popular cities in South Orange County, which is Aliso Viejo versus Laguna Niguel. So we're gonna talk about the differences in these cities, the pros and cons, and just some information you might wanna know if you're thinking about making a move either of these places. So before I get too far into it, my name is Christian Stubbs. I'm a team leader and owner of Onyx Homes, which is a real estate sales team that services all of Southern California, but specifically in Orange County. And this channel is all about Orange County, where we want to give you as much information as possible. So let's go ahead and dive right into the content right now. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is compare size. Now, in a second here, I'm gonna pull up my screen. I've got my computer here, and we're gonna show you the map, but Laguna Niguel is 14 square miles, and Aliso Viejo is 7 square miles. So just the first thing to understand is that Laguna Niguel is way larger than Aliso Viejo is. Also, from a location standpoint, is both of these are west of the 5 freeway. So Laguna Niguel is really thought of as a coastal city because it spreads all the way from the 5 freeway all the way west right up to Dana Point, Laguna Beach. But Aliso Viejo is really very, very close to Laguna Beach, and it's in a bit of a canyon. So while it doesn't feel at all like a coastal city itself, it is very close to the coast. You get a lot of those benefits, and it's just a hair more central. So let's do this. Let's pull up our website, SoCalHomesForSale.com. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to narrow this down to just Laguna Niguel and just Aliso Viejo so we can check out these two cities. You can see where they're at, and I've got just some active properties pulled up, but it'll show us where these are at. So I'll zoom in a little bit. You can see Aliso Viejo is a little bit farther north than Laguna Niguel. So Aliso Viejo is really just this section here, and you can see that it is really close to Laguna Beach. It's very close to the canyon, and the 73 toll road goes right through Aliso Viejo. So from a convenience standpoint, it's a little bit farther north, so if you want to be farther or closer to Irvine, closer to Newport, closer to Laguna Beach, that's a really good option. And Laguna Niguel is going to be closer to your South Orange County. It's also closer to your Dana Point, San Clemente. So really, depending on where you want to be, you would look at these two different cities. Now, like I said, as far as population, Aliso Viejo is about half the size of Laguna Niguel. So let's zoom in on Laguna Niguel, because you're going to have not a toll road like you would in Aliso Viejo, but you have the main road, Crown Valley, which runs pretty much all the way through Laguna Niguel from the freeway. Starting here at the 5 is a major exit on the 5 freeway, running all the way down to the coast. So this is a road that is really convenient to get through. So when you're looking at Laguna Niguel specifically, it's really important for you to understand where in Laguna Niguel are you looking. The closer you get to the ocean, the more expensive it's going to be. The closer you are to the 5 freeway, the more similar you're going to be to an Aliso Viejo, but also to right across the street is Mission Viejo. Not too far away is Laguna Hills. So there's a lot of different areas, but it's just understanding that these two are not really too far apart. It's a lot of suburbs. It's a lot of planned community. There's a lot of HOAs in both of them, but Aliso Viejo, for the most part, is almost all HOAs, versus Laguna Niguel is a little bit of best of both worlds. Now let's go ahead and talk about population, because this will go right on what I was talking about, just as far as what you'll see in the different cities. So Aliso Viejo has 51,000 residents, while Laguna Niguel has almost 64,000. So while Laguna Niguel is twice as big, it doesn't have twice as many people living in it. So Aliso is way more compact. It's a smaller area. Your homes are a little bit closer together in most neighborhoods, and your population for the size of it is way more condensed than you're going to get in Laguna Niguel. Is very spread out. You're going to have larger lots. You're going to have more green in between stuff. So really the big difference here is that Aliso Viejo is just a little bit more cramped and congested than Laguna Niguel is. Now, it's not really saying Aliso Viejo is cramped or congested. It just has more people in a smaller amount of area than Laguna Niguel does. Now, as far as real estate goes, Aliso Viejo's median home price is just a hair under $900,000, while Laguna Niguel's median home price is $1.36 million, which really should be no surprise knowing that Laguna Niguel is more of a coastal neighborhood than Aliso Viejo was, but I'll go a little bit deeper. Is Laguna Niguel has way more higher end properties, has a much higher end than Aliso does as well too. So there's more higher end properties in Laguna Niguel. There is also a higher end in Laguna Niguel that Aliso just does not have. Aliso's got a lot of properties right in that median home price. It is a very affordable place to live because there's a wide range. So you're not going to have really crazy luxury stuff, and you don't have anything that's, there's no bad neighborhoods that are really inexpensive in Aliso Viejo. So you have a lot of properties that are all really clumped in that middle range. One thing that might be surprising to you as well too is Aliso Viejo is a city that is very well known for people that buy in the city, and they might start in a starter condo, move up to a townhome, move up to a single family property, and they'll stay within this city. And that's a really unique thing that you don't often see in a lot of the cities in really anywhere, but in Orange County. So Aliso definitely has that going for it. And like I said, there's just a lot of properties that are all really clumped around that median home price. To whereas Laguna Niguel has a really wide range going from 500,000 or even 400,000 all the way up to multi tens of millions of dollars. Now, if I pull up my screen again, I'm going to go ahead and show you just some of the properties. So for example, in Aliso Viejo, let's just pull this property up. This is on Nantucket Lane. This is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,600 square feet. That's $955. So it's just a hair above that median home price. This is a single family residence, or it's a detached townhome actually. And you can see that it's been pretty recently, mostly original, but very clean. Looks like it's painted and ready to go for listing. But that's something you could expect for about that median home price. Versus in Laguna Niguel for that median home price, this is the closest one that I could see. This is 1.275. So this is just a hair below the median home price in Laguna Niguel. So this is a 3-bed, 2 3/4 bath, 1,500 square feet. And this is a little bit more renovated than the other property. This is a traditional single family with a yard on a 3,500 square foot lot. So not too big, but this is about what you could expect to see in Laguna Niguel. Now again, especially in Laguna Niguel, it's really going to depend on 1, where you're at, how close to the coast you are, and 2, what type of property you're in. You can have coastal condos that are a lot more money than a condo closer to the freeway is going to be way less expensive. So it really depends. I highly recommend checking out our home search website, socalhomesforsale.com. Plug in your saved search and then really get a good idea of what you're looking for. But that's a good overview. Now let's move on to the lifestyle of the two different cities. Now, if you're looking in Laguna Niguel, it is a very open space, meaning 1/3 of all of the land in Laguna Niguel is considered open space. So there's a lot of trails, there's a lot of green. If you like hiking, biking, all that different stuff, you'll probably really like Laguna Niguel. It also has very good schools. It is very safe, and there is really a family-friendly suburb community. Now, a lot of these things are similar for Aliso Viejo. So what I'll do is I'll say what is similar to the both cities, Laguna Niguel and Aliso Viejo, and then I'll say what's different about them as well too. So with Aliso Viejo, just like Laguna Niguel, you have fantastic schools, probably a little bit better schools in Aliso than Laguna Niguel. You also have very easy access. You're direct access to Laguna Canyon Road. You're right on the 74 toll road, and you're very close to the 5 freeway as well too. Aliso is also very safe and also very good for families. So these neighborhoods very much have a lot in common, which is why I'm making this video, because a lot of people are trying to compare the two and trying to figure out what might be the best choice for them. Okay, so here's the major differences between Aliso Viejo and Laguna Niguel. Aliso Viejo is going to probably have a little bit better schools. It's going to have a easier commute. It's farther north. It's closer to the toll road. It's closer to Laguna Beach and Newport. So it's going to have a better commute, better schools. It's going to have a little bit more affordable pricing, and it's going to have typically a younger demographic than what you're going to see in Laguna Niguel. So not that Laguna Niguel has a bad commute, bad schools, bad demographic by any stretch. You're just going to see a younger demographic, more younger families in Aliso Viejo than you might in Laguna Niguel. It has a very good mix of families and people that are retiring, wanting to move to a single level, and wanting more space. Like we talked about earlier, Aliso Viejo is going to be much larger lots, overall average. than you're going to see in Aliso Viejo. So it really, at the end of the day, depends on what you're looking for. Now, if you know Laguna Niguel and Aliso Viejo, in the comments down below, let me know what you think I missed that home buyers looking in these areas should definitely take into consideration. And if you're thinking about making the move and you want us to help with your unique situation, you can easily go to allaboutOC.com and drop your information. Myself and my team will reach out to you right away to see how we can help. But if you watch this video and you feel like you're leaning more towards the open space coastal neighborhood of Laguna Niguel, I made another video all about the pros and cons of Laguna Niguel. So before you head over that and watch that video, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.